Welcome back to Project Ozone 3. My voice is a little bit better now, but I now have a cold, so if I sound like my nose is blocked up, then you'll know exactly what I'm actually going through. Very much my apologies as usual. I'm just going to put down a mob grinder back here because I'm going to be getting on with some more advanced stuff to get, let me just take that block out so I can get in here in future. Some more advanced stuff that we haven't really got to yet, and that is working towards the high-end crafting, and that will enable all kinds of other stuff in the late game, which is Avaritia stuff, basically. So I did start at the end of last episode doing that kind of stuff. We're going to continue here. So I've got here our duplication room. I've not put the portal at the bottom of it yet. It's perfectly fine with the mob grinder for now. And this is going to produce, actually, an animated block. I don't know which one it is, so I just went and grabbed a new black iron block from our wand of animation. You'll see there. And I renamed it in a anvil. Thanks very much to the commentator that said you could do that. And then I can see in here exactly what this is. And of course, it is actually on exact copy mode. So we are okay from there. And we just need to enable some stuff in the bottom to turn on the essence. We've got a fair amount of essence so far. Let's just turn that on for a little while, and that should come back off again. And off they should come, and hopefully come up into here. Yeah, some black iron blocks. There they are. So they're building up because we need to carry on with the quest chain that gets us to the ultimate crafting table. Now we can craft, or I have already crafted crafting table. A couple of the precursor ones. There they are. The elite crafting table, and I've got one of those back at the base, but we actually need the next tier up to be able to do anything, and that in turn needs a bunch of other stuff. For example, it needs this ultimate component, and that is something we haven't really got to yet, but ultimate component, there it is. It needs emeralds, bioluminescence, etc., and black iron slates, and the system already knows how to make black iron slates. So even though I have turned that off again, haven't I? Yes, I have. Okay, so it may well make quite a lot of this stuff. There it goes. It's going to be going up to a full stack at least, so we can dump that into the system. That'll be enough because it knows how to break those down into black iron ingots now. That we can just then decide to go for the elite. Is it elite? What was the ultimate crafting table? Yeah, ultimate crafting table, and that needs all of this stuff which we don't have yet. Can we actually make this yet? No, I've not told the system how to make it. Let's go and see if... whoops, that's the Lordcraft interface. Let's go and see if our system can be taught how to make this easily. There we go. Ultimate. And let's go for you. And let's see whether you can succeed now. Hopefully you can. To get rid of a few quests, however, before I do that, to go back one, I just want to actually get a few of these crafting components and catalysts so I can actually just grab all the quests. So, component. Yep, so let me just craft, let's say, one of these ultimate ones. And I wish that was actually... Can we actually change this so that it keeps this stuff? Keep. There we go. Yeah, so I can just go for one of you, and we got one of each of those, and let's grab one of these as well, and that should come up fairly quickly. There we go. And then we also want the catalyst, so we'll do the same thing, working backwards so that we don't consume the resources for the previous one. There we go. That's 1 and 2 and 3. There we go. So hopefully that should just complete a whole bunch of quests. There we go. It's still actually tallying them up. Hopefully it's still tallying them up. Yeah, there they go. And there's the crystalline ones, which I'm not going to get to just yet, but this just lets me get all of this stuff counted. Although maybe I need to actually just keep those in my inventory while I claim them, perhaps? Doubt it, but let's do it anyway. So gold, claim... Claim diamond and emerald, and we should be done with those quests. Okay, all this stuff can go back in, and then we can ask it to make the table and see if it objects. Table. One of those, please. Next. Nope, you are perfectly fine, so that should be made very quickly. There we go. All right. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually craft the previous one in the current one. So this is 7x7. Sorry about this music. It's just one of those things. It's sort of still nice. I don't mind too much. There we go. And there we go with 9x9. And there is an even larger one if you lots of things have been unlocked. I think hopefully that's it. Let's grab those. Is that you? Is that it? Yes, that's it. Okay. So there is an even larger one, a Magitech crafting, unless that is the same size. Crafting core and a pedestal. No, that doesn't need to be the larger one, presumably. It's just for different stuff, like the Everlasting Guilty Pool, which is the Britannia, and the Everlasting Ember, which is presumably the Ember mod, which we're not going to worry about. However, we do want to be working towards the high-end stuff, and that doesn't mean getting towards the higher tier blocks. Of those, one of the initial ones you want to get hold of is the Crystal Matrix Ingot. And if you have 9 of those, you can make a block. And you know what blocks make? Yes, animals in this mod pack with one of animation. So once we get blocks, we can then produce lots and lots of these things. So Crystal Matrix, yes, very useful, but that they may require some other stuff first. So why don't we take a look at the Crystal Matrix first of all? Crystal Matrix. Do we have everything we need for that? I've got a feeling I need a couple of things that we don't have yet. So we've got crystalline, which we need. We've got nether stars and diamond lattices, which is just 5 diamond. Those are trivial. So we need crystalline, and crystalline is another recipe in here. However, can you be made into blocks? You can. So yes, if we make one of these, which requires all the stuff that we can get, well, yes, that should be fine. So I need to make one. So I need lapis, cobalt, osmium, pure certus, and diamond lattices. All right. Let me actually get, and we're going to need 9 of these. So I'm going to need 9 times this to actually get it going. But if we have those, then we need the rest of this. And the 2 things we haven't got yet are fire ingots. And fire ingots come from the Twilight Forest, and luckily the stuff you get from the boss, was it the Naga, or was it the Hydra? I think it was the Hydra, maybe. Anyway, you get fiery blood from that. Combine that with iron ingots, and you get fiery ingots, and they can be combined to be used for let's see, in the crop produce. You take those fiery ingots, and then you can create them into fiery ingot seeds, and of course we can then use to generate more resources. Now I've only got 7 fiery blood. You don't get a lot of it, so I'm not going to waste it by trying to build stuff directly with it. I just want 4 of them, and then we'll use the seed recipe to do all the rest. And it's the usual kind of seed recipe, so I'm sure I don't need to show you that too much anymore, other than just to say, let's just get some of that and some of the essence. Yep, and we want 4 essence. Where'd the essence recipe go? There it was. Let's just get 10. Okay. And we should be able to shift click that in. So put the fiery ingots in there and fiery seeds. Yep, shift click. And we have fiery seeds. That should be another quest complete. But in the meantime, I've actually got more than a stack of racks to actually done. So yeah, the fire ingot seeds will then get us that. So I'm going to set up the rest of that recipe so that we have in this one, is it this one? Whichever one it was in, I'll set it up. So we actually need to get 9 of them to get the block, and then we'll work on the next one up once I have more blocks, because we'll then reduplicate them with the wand of animation. So hang on 1 second. And here's our first recipe. So, yep, it's lots and lots of stuff. So we got the osmium, cobalt, diamond lattices, some pure certus quartz, and I'm only going to need 9 of these, I would assume. So let's just grab 9. And will they directly combine, or do they need the factorizer? They will directly combine, so that's one thing. Let's put white concrete away for a second. And let's go and get some more of those. We need a, mob imprisonment tool, and that will do. So we can then just put this down, put this down, and grab you, and we got a nice little bug. The bug can then go and get reproduced in our wonderful setup after I remember what I was actually making again. What's the name of it? Crystal Matrix. It's the stuff that needs to be made for this. It's called crystalline. Okay, so crystalline. We just erase all this. Crystalline blocks. Got 122 levels of XP just from killing the bosses last episode, so I was on about 90 before that, so it's all good. And let's just head in here so that we can go and get those. So let's just swap this with this, and there we go. I've not built a system yet to automatically just push and pull stuff in and out. That would require probably more interesting sort of stuff, maybe XNets, that kind of thing. We need to be able to pull all items out and then later put a specific one in. That requires quite a bit more work, but yeah, let's we'll just be able to swap them for now. That seems to be sort of more than enough. And let's see if this generates like up to a stack of the blocks. Well, we got 6. That's not quite as much. Hopefully this is going to increase fairly soon. I don't really need the bags. Yeah, there we go. So 14, 15 blocks. The bags should go away. And we should be okay to take this and use that for the basis for the rest of it. Okay, so we've got crystalline. We need to then basically use that. Once I'm not in that mode. We convert it back down, and then once we convert it back down, it will make a few things. It'll make crystal matrix ingots, which we're going to use. Maybe we won't ever need the crystalline after that point again. Let's see what else it makes. It makes a creative modifier, and that's along with aluminite and aluminum brass, and we should be able to make all of that, to be honest. So if we wanted creative modifiers, lots of modifiers, maybe to our shuriken, then we can do whatever we want with that. And then it also makes creative cobble generators, which is an item. I don't think you can... I thought it was limited to simple blocks rather than entities. So I don't want to try anything that has any kind of features or available to it. For example, one person said, can you put stuff in a chest and then animate chests of that particular chest? I don't... I would really expect for that not to work. And if it does, it may well even crash my world. Someone did say very early on in the series they tried to do this with an ME drive or an ME chest or something like that, and it corrupted their world. So I stick to just simple blocks, please, guys, just in case there's any kind of problems. All right, so that we can then just make more of this whenever we want. Triple compressed cobblestone, we can obviously animate that, whatever we want. Garfax ingots, we just need to make one of them, and that will be fine too. So if we want to create a cobble generator, we can, although not too sure what we need a creative cobble generator for at this point. We have a lot of cobble anyway. And then it's needed for lots of other things. So it's needed for the ultimate ingot, so we're going to need it anyway. That requires other stuff too, but a lot of this other stuff we've already crafted. And can again, just basically, I think we need to just build more of these duplicators, and then we can just turn them on. And that means I don't need to actually do anything kind of specific inventory stuff. We can just leave it in each block and then just stack the blocks vertically, maybe in that kill room and our other side of things. So I just need more plastic to be able to do that. Fair enough. And let's see what else we've got. We've got multi-helmet. No, not too concerned about that just for the moment. The reactor creative coolant port. No, not concerned about that. The Philosopher's Stone I am concerned about. That is the gateway into Project E, which is the gateway into a lot of the very high-end stuff. And to do that, then we're going to need lots of stuff. So we're going to need this diamantine stuff. Sorry, crystalline. Did I say diamantine? Yeah, crystalline. Hope I renamed it to that. Lorem ipsum, which is not a block, unfortunately. Can be made from a block? Please. It really helps. No, it doesn't like it, so I'll have to figure out how to go into Abyssal Craft. Not really done that yet. And then Oblivion Catalyst, again, Abyssal Craft, Supreme and Coal, that's Mystical Agriculture, we can make those kind of things. Astral Sorcery, we've already made the Resonating Gems, and Ender Stars, actually we can make a block of them, which is even better. And they're actually easy, to make anyway, just Nether Stars and Eyes of Ender. Yeah. So a lot of that is actually something we can do. We're just missing Abyssal Craft, so we'll have to do an Abyssal Craft episode soon to get to the Philosopher's Stone. And that unlocks a whole new tab with lots of new activities. Anything else we actually want? The Transmutation Tablet, again, Project E, so we'll need the same stuff. The Covalent stuff will come to when we actually start into Project E. And then glowstone and dark matter blocks. Dark matter blocks are from Project E, and they come from dark matter, which comes from originally coal, but you go back up through all kinds of stuff with the Philosopher's Stone, alchemical coal, back to coal, and it tends to use up a huge amount of coal. So if you're watching this now, at least the first time, until you actually get to a block that you can make, yeah, can we actually make this into any blocks? You can. So technically we only have to make one, and then we can duplicate it and get our way up. So either you can get lots and lots of coal, or you can work on the precursors. So work your way back down to alchemical coal, make a block of that stuff. If it has block, yes it does. Then get up to the next tier, etc., and work your way up. But yeah, we are aiming for the Philosopher's Stone, but it's going to take another episode on Abyssal Craft to get to that. So before we get to that, why don't we get to anything else that we can make into block form that'll help us along the journey. And I saved you the quest completion sound, so I made 9 of these anyway, and we've got a couple spare, but we don't really need those. Because we've got 9 now, we can go ahead and just convert those over. So off you come into a block. Yes, please. 1 block, 1 creature, 1 automation of said block, and we now have another imprisonment tool, which we can go and rename. Let's go across here, and then this is the crystal matrix, I want to say. Yeah, so crystal matrix block. There we go. And we're going to get more of these. Now, why did we actually want crystal matrix blocks? Well, they are components for all those things I've already shown you, but they are also components for another fairly essential part of the mod pack. That's the Neutron Collector. So I'll show you that in a second while this is making some of these blocks up by harvesting some friendly mobs. There they go. And we'll just leave that running for a little while. There, it's full on the other side. And that will stay full. So yeah, we can just turn it off. So yes, what's the Neutron Collector? Oops, wrong dialogue. Neutron Collector. If you've played Project Ozone 2, you know what these do. Essentially, they collect neutrons just from being in the open air. So you want a large array of them. They're from Avaritia, and they are part of this ultimate crafting table. Thankfully, the ingredients to make them aren't all that weird. We have blocks of quartz, any kind. We have blocks of iron, redstone, and that's pretty much it, apart from crystal matrix ingots, which is why we need these. So having, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks or so of those will get us, along with everything else, 7 whole stacks of, 1 whole stack of neutron collectors. They make pile of neutron. Try not to think about pile of neutrons. Because, yeah, don't even go there. And 9 of those makes a neutronium nugget. And 9 of those makes a neutronium ingot. And 9 of those makes a neutronium block. So we won't need a huge amount, because if we can then animate the neutronium block, then we can skip the whole need for neutron collectors once we have that animated. And similarly, there's neutronium crux if we wanted to actually grow these things as seeds, presumably. But yeah, we don't need that kind of approach, I don't think, once we have it to this stage. The neutronium blocks, on the other hand, are part of the rest of the recipe. So all kinds of things like a neutronium solar panel, which generates a million FE per tick. And yes, so it has a capacity of 2 billion FE. So yeah, there's lots of stuff in here. More importantly, though, it is the gateway to the infinity ingot, along with a couple of other ingredients. The ultimate ingot itself, which is all the stuff I already showed you. Relatively straightforward for that. And then the infinity catalyst, which is more crystal matrix, neutronium ingots, and then some miscellaneous items that we don't have yet that are sort of horrible to craft. Please tell me this goes into a block form. I don't think it does. No, that's annoying. It's annoying because in here is the ultimate stew. And the ultimate stew needs us to make all of this stuff and then pipe it all into basically a crafting bench. So we'll have to do that. The ultimate singularity is all the singularities, so that's one of the advanced stuff on the tab. And then Endis pearls and cosmic meatballs, and this again is all kinds of custom stuff. So it gets into sort of heavy stuff when we get to the Infinity Catalyst, but before that point, we want to just get to the point of having neutronium or ingots available, or neutronium blocks available. So let's start that by building the Neutron Collectors, shall we? So yeah, we need this recipe, so I'm going to need a few things. A block of quartz. I'm assuming that will just be made from just the regular block of quartz, just from straight away nether quartz. So we can just craft a few of those. And how much nether quartz do I have? I think I have seeds producing it. Yeah, 83,000. We're not going to run out of that anytime soon. And we've also got a couple of stacks of crystal matrices, which are the block forms. So of course, that will convert down into a lot of the stack forms, so of the ingots. So let me put these away into our really top tier crafting bench, and we'll see you shortly there. And thankfully, so very, very thankfully, the ultimate crafting, or rather this whole thing, has the ability to shift click stuff in. Oh, so happy about this. So Neutron Collector, we can shift click here. And yes, we have the ability to get 9 of them. Or at least that's what I've got so far. I've run out of iron, I assume? Yeah, so iron. Fine, I'm just going to get 9 of them. That may or may not trigger a quest. It depends whether I've got any precursors. Yeah, there we go. And then we've got to basically start upgrading them. Now, I don't think these needed power, if I remember rightly. So why don't I just put a few down, and let's just see how well they do. Because they tend to need, cabling underneath to pull this stuff out of them. So 2.5, 2.3, 3, etc. So that won't take very long to accelerate. What I wonder, though, do we have... Let's just see whether I can not cheese this, but block of imaginary time. What's it actually called? It's not called block of imaginary time. What are you called? Imaginary time block. Yes. Of course. So imaginary time block needs all this kind of stuff. We're just short of the middle thing, so qubit. Did I tell the system how to make them? I did not tell the system how to make them. We're just going to borrow you for a second. I thought I made 2 imaginary time blocks, and maybe I've put them in... Oh, yes, I did. Never mind. One second, let me just put you back. You can get on with doing all that stuff, and I'll just grab a union here. Thought I had another one. Let's go see if this actually helps or does nothing for the Neutron Collectors. Let's just put you down, let's say here. And do you do anything for you? You do absolutely nothing. Well, you can't blame me for trying. Try my best. But no, unfortunately that can't be sped up. However, these should each produce a pile of neutrons. So once it gets through a whole set of these, you can make more neutron collectors if you want to. We should be able to grab a pile of neutrons in here, combine them up, and do the same thing multiple times. And we're going to have to wait until this is, again, 9, I think. So we get 81, and then we'll go up. Let's just go back through that recipe again. So pile of neutrons. So yeah, 9 of them to make a neutronium, and 9 of them to make a yes, that's 81 to make 1 neutronium ingot. So I'm gonna need a lot more. I'm gonna need this is for 1, and I'm gonna need 81 times this to be able to get to an I'm gonna want more of these, aren't I? Yeah, I'm going to want more of them. Okay, that is fine. And I'm going to need more iron for that. I'm almost out of iron, but I've only got a couple of thousand of it by comparison to everything else. So iron, how much have we got? 833 now. Yeah, I'm going to want to make more iron. We can just get iron seeds, to be honest, to do that. That's nothing excessive, but let me just get quite a few more of these. So we've got a reasonable amount, and then we'll come back maybe next episode to get to the neutron stuff. In fact, no, let me just leave it till next episode, and it saves me from having to craft stuff, and we'll come back and see how they're going. I may craft more, but we'll see. Just leave them open to the air, and they'll collect neutrons passively. Yeah, next episode we're also going to need to get to the ultimate ingot. It is actually within our grasp now-ish, but I'm going to need some more setup for that. I think mainly we actually got this other thing up here, which I haven't played with before, called the automation interface. So if that can make it easier to insert stuff into these crafting benches, then I'm all for it, because they tend to be the most laborious part of the process. You sort of have to keep stuff in them basically without some kind of automation. I.e., you have to keep at least one in each one of these slots so they retain the recipe and then try to pipe them in. At least you did in Project Ozone 2, and there were different benches back then. So hopefully this allows for much more automation. In fact, let's just take a look at that automation interface now. Automation interface, and let's see what that allows. That actually is relatively straightforward. So if we just get the system to be able to make them, we're probably going to need more than one anyway. So automation interface, and there's a processor from RF Tools. Not going to need that. And let's just put the U in here. Yep. Craft one, please. Oh, we need to actually make the next tier up. Okay, so crystalline. And there's two types. There's the component, which needs to be made that way. And there is then the catalyst, which we'll make as well. And we'll get that into our system. So one there, doesn't matter where we really put these. And yeah, we can now make those. So the automation should be done. Automation. And that is done. So we'll grab that. And while we have that, we want the component and one of those, just so that we have it in our inventory to get the quest. And we also want the catalyst. And that'll make us the next thing up. Don't want it too long. There it goes, crystalline catalyst. And there we go. So extended automation. And we've unlocked a lot of the stuff up here. So 1, 2, 3. We can't unlock the last tier of components and catalysts because they're the ultimate ones. They need the ultimate ingots to be able to make them. But we could do these creative modifiers now if I really wanted to overpower that shuriken. But I'm not going to worry about that. We've got the ultimate sword after all. So I guess I should think about putting more modifiers on here. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we should put more modifiers on it? If so, what would we even put on here at the moment? The only thing I think of is lots and lots and lots of quartz. At some point, I mean, this is 11.89 attack damage. We could increase that a lot more. What do you guys think? We could do it for the Guardian fight too, maybe. That seems like an idea. In any case, let's put these crystal matrix ingots away. And let me just... Do I have anything in here? I did. So, yeah, let me just... why don't we just see if I can put this maybe next to it or underneath? Let's just see. Is it underneath? There's no table. Maybe it needs to be underneath. It looks like it's sort of a bench. So why don't I just get rid of you and you? And will you go there? You're saying there's no table. You go on top. Yes, you go on top. Okay, we need a recipe. And that's interesting. View recipe? Config? I'm going to have to play about this. I need to get some... Maybe you can save the recipe from whatever's in there right now, maybe? Yes, it has a recipe, okay. And it's going to require some kind of power. There we go. And there we go. So... will that save this? So if I just go and make some more crystal matrices, let's just go for crystal matrix. Was it crystal matrices? No, it was diamond lattices I was thinking of. Diamond lattices. Let's just make another stack of them. 2. Got plenty of those. And then we just want to pipe stuff in here. So if I just start piping this in, yeah, look at that. It knows how to make this. Now, of course, it doesn't have the fiery ingots, which I'm not feeding in anymore, because we don't actually need this one. We've already got the crystal matrix blocks. But you get the idea. We can then clear the recipe, and we're ready to go for the next thing. And this keeps quite a bit of power to actually do it. Fine, so that solves our problem with piping stuff into this crafting bench for higher tiers. We, of course, still need to actually go and make all the subcomponents, but I think we'll probably end up having one of these things going to another. So in particular, the area of the quests we're looking at down here is this area right here at the bottom right. We've got the Ultimate Ingot to do, the Infinity Catalyst, Cosmic Meatballs, Ultimate Stew, and, well, there's a few miscellaneous items here, Infinity Ingots and Chaos Ingots, which are ridiculous. The Infinity Sword and Sword of the Cosmos are just ridiculous. But we actually need those subcomponents. Other stuff that is affordable down here is the Infinity Capacitor and Infinity Barrel. They're like the Infinity Tank in their own way. And then we've got some creative items to make down here as well. So Everlasting Overloaded Power, but they again all need these other various bits and pieces that we need to automate down here. Between the episodes, I'm going to then take the existing mob imprisonment tools that I've got already, craft a couple of duplicators, and then ideally just create a secondary tank that can just be attached to any of the duplicators and feed straight to them with a wireless wireless redstone, basically being able to turn them on and off, and we'll just hook them into our sacrifice room. So this is going to go upwards, and it will have lots and lots of stacks of duplicators, and they will just fall straight into the system here, and then underneath we'll go and craft everything down here. Now, I still haven't set this up too much, in that I've not put the filters on the trash can. So the stuff that appears in here, yeah, there is lots of miscellaneous stuff, including the armor. I was hoping to just get rid of the armor with something. So if there is a filter that will just get rid of all armor, I would appreciate it if anyone wants to let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will just deal with them manually by selectively filtering this list by putting a high priority whitelist on stuff that should go try here first, and all the armor will go into that bin. In either case, that will only really happen or need to happen if we switch on the main mob farm back in the other world. If we're just switching on this stuff, which is just designated mobs that we want, then we don't need to even worry about filtering. We can just insert it straight into the system, and away it will go. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing to do with high-end goods, or high-end blocks. Hopefully that's been fairly enjoyable. I know it's been a bit of a talky episode. I'll try and get on with a lot of stuff next episode. Just show you a lot of these measures as they're actually done, and as stuff starts to stack up from various different measures that we've been creating. So I hope you'll join me for then. If you are a fan of this kind of game, and hopefully you are if you're watching this video, tomorrow I will get access to... Sorry, today when you're actually watching this, I should get access to Satisfactory. And that will mean there'll be a lot of Satisfactory content coming out, because I will need to get through the various tiers there, show you all kinds of different things, and plans I've got for like multi-story factories, which I didn't really get to in the alpha weekend. Bit of a time pressure situation on the alpha weekend that I couldn't get enough stuff done, but hopefully I have a lot more time when early access is available. I do hope you'll join me for that, because it is a brand new early access game, and it should be really quite nice to explore and find efficient ways to do things, which of course I hope you enjoy. As always, guys, feel free to subscribe, share, and click on the bell for notifications. Otherwise, leave comments with questions on this episode, or indeed advice for other players, and we'll see you next episode for some more Project Ozone 3. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.